What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Robert Griffin III, also known as RG3, is a former NFL quarterback who had some great promise in his early years in the Redskins organization. I believe his best year might have been his rookie year, but of course, the inability to progress in the league. He also had a lot of injuries. And he's a great athlete, no doubt, come out of Baylor. But one of the things I want to talk about, the elephant in the room with RG3, although he's an athlete, he's definitely an African-American, tall, and all of those things that you would suspect a woman would like. Here's the elephant in the room, guys. If you listen to RG3 talk, and nothing is wrong with him, but you kind of get the gist that RG3 is a lame in what folks would feel in dealing with a black man. You would get that. RG3, lame. Okay? It's almost written all over his face. Most sisters, when they come across black men like RG3, it don't even matter if you're a guy that is tall, good looking, and they may say that, or rich or whatever. He's the kind of brother that is going to have to pay a premium to deal with a sister. I'm just going to be real. And there are a lot of black men out there who are like that. Not every black man with a white woman is not bad looking or anything like that. It just be like he's a lame guy. He don't have the charismatic flair that a lot of sisters would like. And so, to be fair, a lot of guys like RG3, I would even say a guy like Ricky Williams, remember him back in the day? Great running back. Most black women are not interested in guys like that. Okay, Colin Kaepernick when he had the pet turtle before he got pro-black. Black women are not really interested in these guys overall. If you have to be very successful and very rich for you to be able to crossovers there. Now, what happens is when you go to these predominantly white universities and institutions, you don't have that premium on you. Okay, you don't have to be the most best dressed guy there. You don't have to have a guy to be with the most swag there. In many cases, you just gotta show up. Gotta show up. And when you show up, I get the gist of it is that with you showing up here, you're gonna end up dealing with ladies who are gonna give you opportunities that you probably would have never gotten in the black community because you are considered lame. Because you are considered boring. Right? Here's the problem that you also see. Once this guy becomes somebody, and I'm a pro-black, I'm just going to be real, I've seen it. Once this guy becomes somebody, he no longer wants to be affiliated with his pain in black America, the African-American community, and exclusively he makes up his mind that I like it over here, is white and is right. White women are for me. Okay? Black is to the back. Once the guy starts to do that and he starts to accumulate some level of wealth, some level of security for himself, what then do you find? You start to find that a lot of sisters start hating on the guy. Okay? And then you have some guys like him, you know, and they're going to say something about you anyway, right? They will say something about you if you're not mentioning them. They're going to say something about you if you are mentioning them. There's this whole thing here, and I've noticed this. You know, we only talk about the black men that come after black women. That's bullshit. That's not true. All you have to do is be with somebody out of the race and a guy that you didn't like at that time, and you're still going to find a way to talk about him. And this happened last year, a year or two, when there was a tweet, basically 2021, RG3 posted his new wife. He has been married twice, 2 white women. And I'm going to play this according to Delightful D News and Views. Let's play that clip here and I'm going to come back.
Y'all, RG3 sent this passive aggressive tweet showing his white wife doing squats to prove that she has a big butt and is as good as any black woman. And this is how the internet responded. RG3 is a professional athlete who is currently auditioning to be a sports analyst for big networks like ESPN and Fox. His career appears to be on an upward trajectory, but the same cannot be said for his very messy personal life. He's fresh off of a divorce where it is alleged he abandoned his first Caucasian wife for his then mistress, now wife, and it appears that he has an axe to grind with black folks, white society. Everybody can get it. Now, his official story is that he was simply reacting to folks on the internet who have insinuated or flat out said that his white wife is nothing special to look at. Well, he took great offense to that and decided to step in and prove those folks wrong. Now, initially, everyone on Twitter was confused. It just was mind-boggling to even see such a tweet. But once folks began to figure out that this was the play that he was making, they went in. They were talking about how he's on an episode of Why I Love My White Wife. They were comparing him to Sammy Sosa. People were saying he has guilt trips, and some folks even stepped in to school him on why his comparison was so inappropriate. I mean, they were dragging him left, right, north, and south. They were making memes. They pretty much told RG3 where he and his squat doing wife could go, and it was not pretty. Some folks even said he was...
Now, I played that because recently RG3 was at an event with his wife, Greet or Grete, I don't know, right? But she's a good-looking Caucasian lady, good-looking couple, right? Black Twitter is now saying, well, you married the whitest woman possible. I'm not going to deal with today if he's a sellout or if he's a whatever else. I'm not dealing with any of that. I'm just dealing with what they're talking about, right? They're saying that, this is the whitest woman, possible you could have got. This is all you could get. You went out and find the whitest woman. So here's what I want to say to that. And this is me being a pro-black. I also realize every black man is not going to be pro-black. Everybody not going to think like Dr. Umar or me. And I'm going to tell you why. The black community, we want race loyalty, and we have not created the instruments or the systems such that black people feel they need each other. That's the big problem that we're having, okay? So a lot of young men or women in the black community, there's no way for them to enter into healthy relationships unless they meet each other on Instagram or Twitter. We used to have functions and balls and things like that back in the day, churches. Those things are no longer there. So you don't really get to meet a whole lot of good candidates. So now we're criticizing him for, making this choice, and black women that make the choice too. But at the same time, we got to understand some black men are just in the middle. I went into the blue trying to get brothers to see things my way. It's not going to happen. These black men their minds are in the middle and they can't be changed. They'll take a black woman or a white woman. Don't matter. Whoever is the best candidate. And when you look at the lady, she's in shape. She looks feminine. She's probably submissive. She looks like she's a, decent looking lady. The issue is for this. How many women can get in the room in our community and want to be, not just saying like, look, I want to be, and I get it. You're going to have black men out there who can do that. But again, a lot of black men are in the middle. The problem that the pro-black community is going to always have is getting people to think black. And that's where we're failing at. We are failing there. What is the incentive that you should be with somebody like that? And a lot of guys just don't see it. We have not prepared the women to be wives in the black community. We haven't prepared the men to be husbands in the black community. Then once we didn't do the work, and then we have pro-blacks out there who, say single moms are queens and all this rhetoric. And then when you produce these young ladies that, don't have a lot of respect for men or, those situations, then we have a big issue. Then the guys see that and then they look at the women, they're not really ready for anything. Or when the women get in contact with these young men and the men are lazy, they want to go 50-50, we get upset when these people want to go out of the community. But we can't do that when, number one, we're making fun of guys because of how they talk or their addiction or you're corny, you're lame, and you're charismatic. That's the first strike. Two, they go someplace else and then somebody else meets them that's of a different race or culture and they're accepted. And three, all we have to do is to run our mouth about what somebody else did when we as a community didn't really offer them any incentive to change that. And we're going to continue to have these problems in Black America. This is the writing on the wall. Me and a lot of the brothers, Brother George, we talk about this every day. And we just we don't have the systems to connect our young men, our young women, whoever else to our people that give them an incentive to stay within the race. We don't have it. But we want to get mad when somebody else decides to move away or go away to something different when we as a community didn't put it there. It doesn't make any sense. We got to do more than just say, okay, Mr. RG3, who we probably know sisters wasn't feeling you. Sisters wasn't feeling you. They wasn't dealing with you. What then should you choose to be in the black sector? Everybody ain't me. Everybody not gonna, everybody not, some of y'all who grew up, some of these young guys didn't grow up in the same sector as the 90s. The 90s still had a few, like the 80s. It had a very pro-black feel in the music. We had guys like Common, Black Star. I mean, we had brothers out there, Public Enemy, Chub Rock, Common, Souls of Mischief. I mean, we had these guys that talked about it. Chuck D, Public Enemy. But we don't have that no more. Those days are gone for the most part. And as a community that don't like to see interracial dating in general, these things are going to get worse. Look at Bronny James. These kids are not they're not even looking at the black community no more. They're gone. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.